Good afternoon, everybody. It's Martinus51989 here once again, and now I'm going to do episode 23 of Martin Talks, in which, for today's film, as you know, that I'm going to review, since the Oscars are coming this Sunday night, February 27th, I will make another video about some Oscar predictions as well before that, but since they're coming this Sunday night, I figured that I'm going to review an Oscar-winning film, which was a big winner from 2 years ago. And the name of this Oscar-winning movie that I'm reviewing is Slumdog Millionaire. Now, this film, it was released had limited release in late 2008, but then expanded to wide release in early 09, which made it pretty good, and this was a big winner at the 81st Annual Academy Awards, because this film was nominated for 10 Oscars, for which it won 8 of the 10. That's right, the biggest winner, because the film, not only did this film just win Best Picture, but Danny Boyle also won Best Director, Simon Beaufoy won Best Adapted Screenplay, and the other 5 that it won were Best Cinematography, Best Film Editing, Best Sound Mixing, Best Original Score, and composer A.R. Rahman won 2 awards for Best Original Score and also Best Original Song for that Bollywood dance number, Jai Ho! That's right. Of course, it also was nominated for Best Sound Editing, but lost to The Dark Knight. It also had another song nomination, too, for the song at the beginning of the movie, the song, Oh, Saya! Like that. That's right, Oh, Saya. But, of course, and as you see, here's the spine and the back, and says, a soaring crowd-pleasing fantasy that's a tale of unswerving love is stated by Joe Morgenstein of the Wall Street Journal, and the feel-good movie of the year is stated by Christopher Rosen of the New York Observer. It is rated R for some violence, disturbing images, and language, but that's okay. And my mother and I would see this in the theaters pretty much some time after the Oscar ceremony ended. But anyways, here's the plot. As you know, this film stars Dev Patel as Jamal Malik, in which Jamal is appearing as a contestant on the Indian version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. In which the questions that he's asked are all about things that had happened in his life. Of course, after that $500,000 question, he gets taken away by the police, and that's why the police question him for it, and they play the tape of the episode that Jamal was in, beginning as Jamal was a poor boy living in the slums along with his brother Salim. There's 2 other actors that play Jamal, too. There's one that plays the youngest Jamal, and then there's the one who plays middle Jamal. Which, the youngest Jamal, this had some Hindi language in that as well, which, that's why you see some subtitles. But, of course, the first question for 1,000 rupees was who was the star of the 1973 Zanji, which he answered the question Amitabh Bachchan, since the young Jamal got an autograph from Amitabh. Of course, and Amitabh Bachchan is a real actor since Amitabh is the host of the real version of the Indian version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire from India. Yeah, so just so you know, that makes good. He keeps getting more questions, and of course, later on there's some other things, such as when he gets older, that's when Jamal and Salim visit the Taj Mahal, and he gets to give some people a tour, and then later on, as they get older, Jamal later gets a job working in a call center in Mumbai. But as he says, he's an assistant and he gives tea for people. But occasionally be working on the calls. But when he tries to get a call, he somehow finds Salim's number, and it causes him to get reunited with all this in the slum. And then after that, after that show that night, with Jamal getting arrested. But of course, before that arrest, when he gets the $500 question, when he gets the 10 million rupee question, the question about some cricketer, he uses his 50-50, and it's between Ricky Ponting and Jack Hobbs. It takes a commercial, and A thing in the bathroom said it was B, thinking it represented Ricky Ponting, but Jamal instead answered D, Jack Hobbs, and he actually got the question right. And all spelled as if he was giving an answer. And the arrest is coming because many people think Jamal was cheating, but then after all this questioning took place, Jamal returned back to was able to get back on the show and finally had the $1 million rupee question, in which the question for 20 million rupees, which is $1 million in the U.S., which the 20 million rupee question was, in Alexander Dumas' book, The Three Musketeers, two of the musketeers are Athos and Porthos. What was the name of the third musketeer? Which the answers were A, Aramis, B, Cardinal Richelieu, C, D'Artagnan, or D, Planchet. Which he used his phone for lifeline, and the thing that called on the cell phone was actually the girl that Jamal knew a lot, since he was young, that being Latika. Which Latika says she doesn't know the answer, and because the host to say, Jamal, you are on your own. But Jamal gets the question, and he says A, Aramis, and it would be his final answer. He locks it in, and guess what happens? It's a good ending because Jamal gets the question right, and he wins the 20 million rupees, making him be the Slumdog Millionaire. So it's good, and then after that, the film ends with Jamal at the train station. He waits for Latika, and then Jamal and Latika reunite. But during the celebrations inside Javed's safe house, so Salim does shoot Javed down, but then is later shot back in return, and then Salim dies, unfortunately. But at that train with Jamal and Latika, they do as I said, they do reunite, and it's pretty good. And that leads to the closing credits and the Jai Ho dance sequence, which the dance style in India is known as Bollywood, which is it's very popular for dance groups in India to do this. Yes, so that's why the score is Indian. And so, Slumdog Millionaire, very perfect film for 2008. I highly recommend this. This is this is currently my all-time favorite Best Picture winner. And so I do recommend Slumdog Millionaire. And speaking of A.R. Rahman, I want to tell you one other thing. You know, for this Sunday ceremony, A.R. Rahman has 2 nominations in the same 2 categories for the film 127 Hours, which that film too is also nominated for Best Picture, in which the 2 nominations that A.R. Rahman is nominated for, not only is 127 Hours nominated for Best Original Score, but the song If I Rise is also nominated for Best Original Song. And I listened to the song one time, and it's actually pretty good. And that song has a good message. So this is just one of my 3 favorite songs to win. I'll mention the other 2 favorites when I do my predictions. But as I said, Slumdog Millionaire, fantastic. So I said I highly recommend Slumdog Millionaire. Okay. There you go. That wraps it up for episode 23 of Martin Talks. For my next this is also going to be the last episode before the Oscar ceremony, because my next episode of Martin Talks won't take place until after the Oscars. For which, as my next episode of Martin Talks will be my review of Disney's 1942 animated classic, Bambi. So, be sure to stick around for that. But in the meantime, have a great day, and have a great evening, and I'll see you all again in the next video. Take care, everybody.